For more than 2 years, this has been the situation in many Yemeni cities. A prolonged war between a Saudi-led coalition and pro-Iran Houthi rebels. And the humanitarian conditions have worsened for nearly 21 million people who now need assistance or protection. As the Houthis continue to fire missiles and fight Saudi-backed forces, their spokesman has again called for dialogue.
We're ready to work towards a solution in all regions to end this conflict. But there should be at least a response from the other side instead of waiting for decisions to come from Abu Dhabi or Saudi Arabia.
Yemen's government in exile responded from Saudi Arabia at a conference to solve the humanitarian crisis. The UN proposed peace plan, which demands a cessation of hostilities and withdrawal of captured areas, has failed so far. But Yemeni officials insist it's the only way forward.
Defeating the Iranian project in Yemen and stopping the war requires supporting the efforts of the UN and the special envoy to Yemen as the only path to achieve peace.
Yemenis are frustrated of hearing both sides repeating the same rhetoric while the suffering worsens.
The Saudis see the humanitarian catastrophe as inexpensive, very cheap, but still effective method in order to bring Yemenis into submission. The Houthis today contributed in the flourishing of black market. I think we need another humanitarian intervention. And the only or the best party to do that is really the United Nations.
The war has destroyed the already weak infrastructure. No clean water being pumped or filtered due to electricity shortages, and destroyed pipes has resulted in the world's worst cholera outbreak in decades. The Saudi blockade on imports means no food or medicine can enter, and whatever does get through can't be distributed because of destroyed roads and bridges. This means children are dying from lack of vaccinations and preventable diseases, as their malnourished bodies can't fight back against simple things like a flu. Once again, the Saudi government has promised an investigation in compensation for victims of their airstrikes, but that too has happened before. And while warring sides proclaim their desire for peace, the suffering in Yemen has no real end in sight. Osama bin Javaid, Al Jazeera.